What would you, now that you know what you know, what would you tell your 16-year-old self if you were going through the recruiting process? Not when you were going through it, but if you were a 16-year-old now going through this recruiting process, what advice and things would you tell yourself?
You know what's funny is a lot of people ask me this now. They're like, hey, going to all these different colleges, making these different videos, seeing behind the scenes of all these D1 schools. Looking back, would you have made a different choice? And truthfully, I wouldn't. I think the big school aspect of football in the fall, the big lacrosse in the spring, that's what I love. Maybe I would have opened it up a little more looking at Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State. But out of those three schools, it would have definitely been that big atmosphere. But if I were to look back at myself, I always say this to my younger self, but I just wish I could go back and just tell him to slow down, stop worrying, and be present. Because that summer of recruiting is such a fun time to, number one, bond with my dad, of going to these tournaments and have fun and, play good, play bad, and kind of get this coaching aspect from my father. But also, too, like, it's a fun time. Like, I think people go through that recruiting summer, and now it's, the summer going into September 1st, this and that. But so many people go into it, oh my God, I got to play good. I got, this coach or that coach watching me at this tournament. And I'm just like, slow down. Like, it's going to be fine. And I think the biggest thing I could go back is just like, be present, have fun with the opportunity. Don't rush through high school lacrosse to go play D1. Like, have fun with your guys, or you don't have to go 2 hours every single day. If the team's going to get breakfast after practice, like, go do that stuff. And I think that's one thing I regret at Ohio State, was when I'm playing a D1 sport and running a business and doing school, there's really not a lot of time to do anything. So a lot of me sometimes goes back. It's like, I wish I spent more time with the guys. And it's kind of a give and take, because obviously you don't know where the business would be right now. But at the same time, I think just going back to a young 16-year-old Mithcell Pehlke and telling him, stop worrying, be present. It's all going to work out.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we always I've heard how this recruiting stuff is so tough and so hard. And my response to that is, would you rather not be recruited? I mean,
Exactly.
the alternative is not as good. Just be who you are,
Yep.
and play as you play, and where you belong will work itself out. And it may be a Division III school, maybe Division II school, maybe Division I school, maybe a big school, maybe a small school. But if you do what you take care of yourself, where you belong will definitely work out. Yeah. Talk to me. The new, the NIL is all new, right? It's new, and I think it may be changing pretty soon here again, with new legislation they're talking about coming out, I guess, in this April. What role does NIL play in the social media landscape?
Oh, it's everything, I think. I truly feel it's everything. Again, if you're a great player, especially in the sport of lacrosse, where we're not a mainstream sport, we're a niche sport, if a company wants to reach out to you, they're not going to put money behind your name if you're just a good lacrosse player. And I wish it was like that. That's how every other sport is. But for a small niche sport, it's not like that. A company is going to reach out to you, number one, because you have the name, you have the skills in the field. But more importantly, the reason the company's putting money behind your name is to help sell their products, right? There's a reason I get different brand deals. I just did one with Saks Underwear. I'm doing one with Buffalo Wild Wings. Why I work with STX religiously is because they know they can get a ROI on the brand and the content I'm putting out. It's the same reason why I work with different club teams, and they want to associate themselves with me, is because I've known I've made my brand premium. They know what they're going to get. I'm the king of lacrosse content creation, and I want to stay that way. And I think, again, if you are a lacrosse player who's number one in the nation, and I've talked to plenty of these guys on how to brand build, you have to be creating content, posting content in a way where brands can come to you, put money behind your name, your brand. And again, where they're not dumb, like, they want to sell their products on top of that. And again, lacrosse is just not a sport where you can just have the great name.